Hey everyone, hey brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. Just a quick follow-up to my last video about the straw man theory of a square or a disc out in outer space, right? No flat earthers believe that. And people that mock and scoff at biblical creation, biblical cosmology, they see that and they go, look how dumb this is. These flat earthers are so dumb. We don't believe in that. Again, a straw man is when they're going to have an argument with you and they're like, here's what you believe and it's false. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't believe what they're putting up there. Not at all. Not even close. It's ridiculous. And people won't research. But again, follow up to the last video. I mentioned about the moon landing press conference in 1969 with the 3 astronaut Freemasons that went to the moon, right? They totally landed on a light in the sky. You can't land on it, but they totally did for some reason. They have all this black and white sketchy stuff. People saw it on a tiny black and white screen in the 60s, so it must be real. I will link this video below. It's the whole press conference, and I recommend watching it if you have the time because you will see how nervous and how low key and low energy these guys are. If they accomplish something as grand as landing on the moon, one small step for man, one giant leap for humanity, whatever, that kind of thing, don't you think they'd be like, wow, this blew my mind. I have a whole new respect for creation, on and on and on. This has just been such an amazing thing. We actually landed on the moon. Something like that. Wouldn't they be excited about it? And so you can watch it yourself. I'll link it below. But let's take a look at the first couple comments. This person says, I've never seen 3 people who just achieved the greatest feat of engineering and exploration in all of human history to be so uncomfortable about it. Right? I know I use sarcasm and joke around a lot because the world deserves it. But also I want people that really don't believe in biblical creation, I want you to understand that they really did fake the moon landing. You can't land on the moon. No one's going to land on the moon. It's a light in the sky. And for the people to understand that these Freemasons went and they're going to say, well, we totally went to the moon and everything else. The demeanor of them is insane. And this person says, I've seen happier guys at a funeral. And it has 5,000 likes. Looks like a press conference from the losing locker room at the Super Bowl, right? A lot of people are catching on to this, and that's a great thing. Why? Because it's the truth, and the truth sets you free. It makes you free. The way they keep looking at each other like 3 kids who were caught in the cookie jar, checking to make sure the others have got the story straight. These comments are gold. Man, those guys don't look like they just achieved the greatest and most exciting mission of all time. I'm not convinced that the man who is so intelligent and has a long career in the military finds it so hard to articulate himself, let alone 3 of them. I've seen Tom Cruise jumping up and down on Oprah's couch for a lot less than landing on the moon. These men act like the moon landing on them. Imagine players who won the Super Bowl giving a press conference like this. When you and your friends didn't study for the presentation and you have to act up some facts about the topic. I won't keep going, but wait, one more. Did they go to a funeral on the moon? One of the most glorious events in human history. You'd think all 3 of them, their mothers died. People understand this. I'm laughing and being sarcastic, and these comments are pretty funny and they're sarcastic as well. I want you to understand this is a big part of what makes biblical creation true. The Nazis and Freemasons that made NASA, NASA, not a space agency, right? They got the big vector, they got the snake tongue, and NASA's 1 letter short, the letter T, T minus, right? T minus. When they say T minus 10 seconds and counting, there's a minus of a T here that would spell Satan. Just saying. I want people to understand that this is one of the reasons biblical cosmology is true and that the world and science and man are lying to us. Why? The world is sold out to Freemasonry, their God is Satan, and they don't want biblical things, and they don't want things of God. And what are things of God? Truth. Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. He is always the way, the truth, the life. He cannot change. He cannot lie. He will not lead you astray. He will lead you into truth, into green pastures. There's Apollo, right? Another Greek god. There's so many things that the rabbit holes take you down. Most people in the truth Christian community, we know these things already, and we're still trying to tell people. People are slowly waking up, like we see in these awesome comments, right? People are catching on. A lot of these people might not be Christians yet because they can't, kind of put the facts together and go, well, if the world's like this, then that means the Bible is true and Jesus is true and Jesus is God. And he's the only one that saves you and forgives sins. He died on the cross, shed his precious blood, was buried and resurrected 3 days later, according to the scriptures, the Holy Bible, the truth. NASA, right? It's a big industry. Let's not get into how much money they make in a day. Let's not get into how much money taxpayers give them, right? No need for that, but it's asinine if you want to research it yourself. It's really ridiculous. But again, I said in my last video, these three guys, these three astronauts, they all act and like, look at Neil Armstrong. He's looking down. Look at it. Like, look at these people. They know they're going to do this to perpetuate a lie in the world. And why is this troublesome beyond just being a lie? Because it takes people away from true creation and the truth, which is the flat, motionless, domed earth, which God created. He says it in Genesis. You can know this with your God-given senses. Feel us spinning right now? No, you don't feel us spinning? That's because we're not spinning. The earth is motionless. These clowns, these sad, sad, sad clowns, are lying to us about the moon landing. NASA's still a big organization, right? They can't go back to the moon because, we destroy that information and it's a painful process to build it back again, says astronaut, quote unquote, Don Pettit. So if you watch this press conference, I do recommend it. Like, watch it and use your God-given senses and your discernment to see if, so did these guys just do a great feat of humanity? Or are they lying about it and they're so nervous and scared to have people find out and call them out on it, etc.? I would love you to watch this. Again, I'll link it in the description. I'll link it in the comments if you want to watch it. This is so sad, this press conference. And again, I hope that maybe this can help people go, okay, there is something to this. These guys don't seem like they achieved something great. They seem like they're liars. And they're Freemasons, which are liars, right? Their god is Satan, the father of lies. This all works out. All these connections, blah, 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 blah. I rant on my videos, but there's a lot to cover sometimes. All of Satan's world is like interconnected. Like it goes from New Age and yoga and meditation and third eye and chakras and the outer space and the firmament. And the firmament is true, but you know what I mean, right? They deny that. They want to deny the firmament. I think maybe they call it the Van Allen belts, the radiation belts that they can't pass through. And even the guys that agree and disagree on that are confused. There's some people that say, oh, I guess we passed right through them and didn't feel anything. And some people say, well, you can't get past them. Even Bill Nye, the fake scientist guy, says, Earth is an enclosed system. You can't leave Earth. So again, what's confusing? Liars. Liars are confusing. Who's the father of lies? Lucifer, Satan. So who do these guys believe in? Well, it's not Jesus Christ, the truth. It's the opposite of that. God bless you, everyone.